Hey, Michael here. So, role playing is the key to success, right? I mean, if you want more out of life, then you got to practice and prepare like a champion. You've got to always be focused and always be practicing to yourself out loud. And what better time to do that when you're driving around in your service truck or in your car or between meetings or on your way to work or on your way home from work or whenever you're alone in the car. I mean, heck, if anybody even sees you talking to yourself, at the end of the day, they just think you're singing to the radio anyways, so no big deal. But champions train, man, losers complain. So at the end of the day, today, all I'm focusing on is closing and closing and closing, right? Because you're going to get objections. You're going to get tons of objections. And the question is, are you going to be prepared? Are you going to be ready? I mean, let's face it, an objection is really nothing more than a customer telling you, you know what, man, I like everything you had to say, but I'm just scared. I'm just nervous about making a mistake or making, an error in this somehow, some way. But let's face it, today's customer, today's consumer is more educated than any other consumer before them. So, they're more prepared, they're more ready, and the fact that you're sitting across the table from them, that you've been invited into their home, that they're sitting in your office or you're sitting in their office is proof enough that you should need to say, hey, they're ready. I mean, if they weren't ready, you wouldn't be there. They wouldn't be in front of you right now, right? So, most of these objections, they all start in our own head. They're things that we just, for some reason, we feel like, oh man, it's too much money, or oh man, they're not going to be ready to move forward today. I'm just, after one visit, I mean, I'm going to have to come back, or they're probably getting 4 or 5 estimates before they pull the trigger. And we plant those seeds ourselves. That's stuff that we've created. And I don't even want to say we, but at the end of the day, some people create, right? But that's not really the case. So we put all that stuff in our own minds, and then it comes to fruition. So cut that stuff out of your head. You got to look at this for what it is, man. You're sitting in front of a potential customer, potential buyer right now. Somebody who has done their due diligence. They've done their research. They've put in hours of work, quite frankly, and effort and time, and then they've taken action on that and had you come out to their house, or had you come, to their office, or made the drive across town to your office. So they're ready. I mean, they're ready. So the only thing holding them back is us. So objections, man, are you practicing them? Are you coming up with your stories? Are you coming up with your scripts? How are you going to tie this all back together? I mean, at the end of the day, these objections, they're not even objections half the time. They're just complaints. They're just things that people are saying because, again, they're afraid of making a mistake. But when they do give you a complaint, when they do, give you a reaction after you ask them to buy, I mean, are you ready? Or are you looking like a deer in headlights and don't know what to say? Because that's what's going to happen. That's what happens almost every single time when we don't practice. So if you're in the car, if you're, whenever you're in the car, whenever you're at home by yourself, whenever you're in your office on your own, whatever have you, I mean, if you're afraid of role-playing and practicing with other people, well, then practice with yourself, man. I mean, there's no excuse, and there's no substitution for training. So train hard, man, train hard, and the more you learn, remember, the more you're going to earn. So at the end of the day, professionals get paid. Amateurs, they just complain all the time. Nobody wants to do business with an amateur. Everybody wants to do business with a professional. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.